My granddad is a banker in St. Petersburg, Florida, with no real intention of global travel.
Jane and I were involved in helping to plant a church in a little town about 30 miles from St. Petersburg, Florida, in addition to my job. And a suggestion was made to have a mission workshop. And it was really, really exciting. We had folks from all over the country come, and they just talked about world evangelism. We decided that I'd work harder, make more money, and we'd send people. In March, I got a telephone call, woke me up, and the caller said, I think you guys ought to go to India. And I said, well, I think you're crazy. So we had all the excuses that come with that. By June, we'd run out of excuses. And we sat on the couch one Wednesday evening before Bible study, and this great lady, she said, let's go, let's go. And so that began the preparation then in earnest.
Gordon and Jane are people who have not been afraid to launch out on faith.
We're actually on our way to New Delhi, but the visas didn't come, so we left anyway. Ignorance was really wonderful.
And so apparently my granddad didn't know they had planes that went to India. He ended up flying to Germany, renting a VW van and making this sort of family trip out of moving to India, as if India wasn't going to be exciting enough.
The journey was a great educator. We met all kinds of cultures and languages and food, and we got to Pakistan, which was the last major city before we crossed the border into India, and picked up our mail, and the letter said your visas to India have been denied. Well, we had determined by the time we had traveled 14,000 miles, she'd had a gallbladder attack, and we turned the car over, and we'd had all these wonderful experiences that there was no way in the world we were going to turn around and come back to America. We were going to, go there and establish the church, convert the whole nation, and but the Spirit didn't allow it, and so we wound up in Lahore, and that was a good place to be.
I can't imagine a more difficult place to try to work. They went there by themselves virtually with the Lord.
There was no Churches of Christ, as far as we knew, in that country. So that became our life, and it was our decision then that would be our life. Frustrating in the beginning, but then satisfying because of the people that we met. Really wonderful folks. And that's the way it all began.
They worked there for a number of years and did a tremendous job. Then they went to Singapore, and they were involved in that work, living there for approximately 30 years.
The church in Singapore had gone through some traumatic experiences, and there were 5 little congregations, but it was a lot of young people. After the first year, baptized 1 person. So you either had to get with it or get out, and we wanted to stay with it. So we had a Bible college, and we had this infant church. After that first year, every year, the church doubled and more. The school prospered, and as time went on, I began to withdraw, and now all the churches in Singapore and Malaysia, there's probably about 40 in the 2 countries. All of them are self-supporting and some sending.
In the future, as historians study missions in Churches of Christ, it's just to me inconceivable that we can study about the work in Asia without referring to the work of Gordon and Jane and their family.
Grandma and Grandpa, I want to congratulate you on the award that you're winning tonight. It's a symbol of family and friends literally around the world who have seen the light of Christ in you, and have been changed by you, and want you to constantly remember that we've been changed because of your presence in the world. So thank you and congratulations.